we're taking today, it's a part of a continued effort to convince the ICC to change course with its potential investigation and potential prosecution of Americans for their activities and our allies' activities in Afghanistan. Trying to stop them, trying to prevent them from taking actions that are deeply inconsistent in our view with the course of action that has been laid out for the ICC, even though we're not members. That's a model that we've talked about before, and we are now implementing what we had already said that we would do. I did have a chance to see the remarks overnight from Choi Sun-hui. In Singapore, after a great deal of work, the two leaders came together and began a course of action which has led to the toughest sanctions that have existed against North Korea, global sanctions, UN Security Council resolution sanctions that remain in effect. The demands of those sanctions are the complete denuclearization of North Korea, the missiles, the weapon systems, the entire WMD program. That's the requirement laid out by the United Nations Security Council. The two leaders met. Chairman Kim made a commitment to denuclearize. We continued to work between Singapore and Hanoi to deliver on that. We've had hostages returned. We have them having stopped missile testing and nuclear testing. We are hopeful that we can continue to have conversation, negotiations. I saw the remark that she made. She left open the possibility that negotiations would continue for sure. It's the administration's desire that we continue to have conversations around this. As the president said when he was in Hanoi, the offer that they made simply didn't rise to the level that was acceptable given what they were asking for in exchange for that.
For BBC, Barbara.
Just a quick follow-up on North Korea. What's the next step then? Because she also hinted that Kim Jong-un would make a statement possibly lifting the moratorium on tests. And then secondly, if I could, on Golan, the Human Rights Ambassador said on Wednesday that removing the word occupation or occupied from the Golan and the West Bank was not a policy change. But we know that Israel is afraid of Iran and Hezbollah threatening Israel from the Syrian side of the Golan. So in your view, does that strengthen the Israeli case for annexing the occupied bit?
So I don't have anything to add about the change in language that we used. It's characterized properly. There is a real risk of the proxies that are in the region, in southern Syria and in the vicinity of the Golan Heights, are presenting risk to the Israelis, and we've made clear the Israelis have a right to defend themselves. With respect to what was said last night about Chairman Kim potentially considering ending the moratorium, I can say only this. In Hanoi, on multiple occasions, he spoke directly to the president and made a commitment that he would not resume nuclear testing, nor would he resume missile testing. So that's Chairman Kim's word. We have every expectation that he will live up to that commitment.
CNN, Michelle.
Thanks. This week on North Korea again, the State Department has said that talks have continued with North Korea. On what level have they continued?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the negotiations that are ongoing. I've been very consistent about that. I intend to be.
Well, I mean, saying what level they continued on doesn't necessarily give anything away.
Yeah, I understand.
But this announcement then was